manage. All right, when we're ready, it's a sit down, cross-legged on my new mat that I got for my birthday. Love that. All right, holding onto our shins here, we're going to go ahead and make a big arch in our spine, looking up towards the ceiling. Good. And then make a big round in the back of the t-shirt, holding onto those shins still, maybe rocking off those sit bones, and then sitting up nice and tall. Eye gaze goes up. We make a big arch in our spine if we can. Eye gaze goes down, make a big round through the back of the t-shirt. Beautiful. We've been here a few times now, team. Let's start to make the biggest shapes that we can here with our spine. Maybe starting to look back a little bit further. And then as you look down towards your belly button, try and rock your weight back quite a lot, pulling onto those legs to make sure you don't fall all the way down. And then sit yourself up nice and tall by pulling on those shins to take it back the other way. Good. Making the biggest shapes you can with your spine. Play around with it. It should feel pretty good. A few clicks and cracks along the way. Nice work, team. Just 5 more seconds like this, and we'll start to add on. In 3, 2, 1, meet me in the middle, sitting up nice and tall. Let's go ahead and take our left hand down to our mat and reach up and over with our right hand. Big inhale breath here, and on the exhale breath, press into that hand that's on the mat, lifting up and over to the other side. Beautiful work, team. Starting to cycle this breath and lifting up and over at a pace that feels good in your body today. Keeping both butt cheeks planted on the mat as we work through these side bends to start. Five more seconds here. The next time you lift up and over to the left, hold it there for me. Good. Can you take both hands down to the mat now? Maybe take your face down towards that mat. Allow that right butt cheek to lift off the mat, and then press into both hands, jumping up and over to the other side. It's a throw and a catch now. We're making it quite explosive, lifting up and off that butt cheek to allow your chest to come down into the mat. The difference here is I don't want you rounding through your back, your spine. So have a quick look at me. I'm not wanting this. I want you to try and take your chest to be proud down to the floor. Yeah? Lead with the chest. We're throwing and catching. 5 seconds here. In 3, 2, 1, press up, meet me in the middle. Beautiful. From here, we're going to take our legs out nice and wide. Good. Just as wide as it's comfortable for you. Beautiful. From here, we're going to place our hands down on the floor in front of us and slowly slide your hands away. Keeping those toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Maybe look down towards your belly button and then slide those hands all the way back in, sitting yourself up nice and tall. Good. Slide those arms away. Start to look down to your belly to round through the back of your t-shirt. Good. And then peel your spine all the way back up, allowing those hands to drag all the way back in. Beautiful work, team. Give me another 2 just like this. Getting a little bit further each time you take those hands out in front. Beautiful. Make this one your biggest. And let's hold it here. It's a big inhale breath at the bottom. And exhaling out through pursed lips like you're blowing through a straw to empty out all of that breath from those lungs. One more big inhale and exhale here. Can you try and point those toes up to the ceiling to get a bit of connection through the back of your legs? And on that exhale breath, let's slowly start to sit ourselves all the way back up, ready to find ourselves on our hands and knees to start today. All right, team. So it is a bent leg press. We're going to come down on our hands and knees. Our wrists are directly under our shoulders. Our knees are directly under our hips. Let's go ahead and take a couple of cat and cow stretches here, pressing into both of those hands. Can you round through your spine, pressing your spine into the back of your t-shirt, and then flaring, making a big arch in your spine, and eye gaze goes up. Beautiful. Press into those hands, big round through the back of the t-shirt, eye gaze looks to your belly. And on that exhale breath, eye gaze goes up, a big arch in your back. Beautiful. One more like this. And then meet me halfway between the two in your neutral spine. We're going to start moving our right leg to start today. So let's all go ahead and take our right leg up behind us. Flexing that heel, so you're stamping that heel into the wall behind you. Good. We're going to bend that knee in and then press the heel behind you. Good. It's a bend and a press. Really sending that energy through that heel to extend it behind you. Good. Inhaling to bend that knee underneath you. Exhaling to press. Start to cycle this breath now, team, to help you along your way. It's an inhale to bend, an exhale to press. 5 more seconds here before we start to add on. In 3, the next time that leg is, let's all hold it there. Good. It's a lower and a lift through a straight leg. Good. And then it's a bend and a press. Good. Straight leg, lower and lift, then bend the knee and press it back out. That's the flow, team. Working here at a pace that feels good in your body today. Each time that leg kicks up behind you or stamps up behind you, use that exhale breath to help. Five more seconds here. In 3, meet me with the leg long. 2, 1. The leg is long, it's up in line with your spine. Beautiful. From here, it's up and over. Let's rainbow that leg down behind you to the floor. Have a look at that foot as it touches the floor behind you, and then lift it up and over to the other side. Pressing evenly into both palms as you work through these rainbow legs. Lifting the straight leg up and over. Keeping that body nice and still here. 10 more seconds here, just like this. 5 more seconds, team. Good, make this your last one, and then meet me in the middle. Let's go ahead and bring that knee down to meet the other to reset. Good. From here, we're going to keep moving that right leg. Let's go ahead and stamp the heel up to the ceiling, and then bend the knee back into 4-point kneel. Good. It's a press and a lower. Pressing into both of those palms to kick that leg up behind you. Whew. Nice. 5 more seconds like this, and we'll add a little pulse in. Good. The next time you stamp that heel into the ceiling, let's hold it there. Can you give me one little pulse and then lower it down? So it's one kick back, one pulse, and then lower it down. Good. Really thinking about poking a hole in the ceiling with your heel. Five more seconds here. Good. The next time you kick that leg back, let's hold it here. Let's pulse it out now, team. Stamping that heel into the ceiling. Can you lift your belly up and away from the mat? Pressing into both palms. Here just for another 3, 2, 1. Lower it down and let's turn it straight into a circle, making a big circle with that thigh bone in the hip joint. Give me another 3 on this side. Make this the last one in this direction before we take it back the other way. Good. It's a big circle with that thigh bone. Mixing it in that hip joint. 2 more here. Last one. Beautiful work, team. Well done. All right, we're going to lay all the way down onto our left side now. We're just going to keep on pushing with this right leg, team. We're propped up on the elbow to start. Go ahead and press into that forearm to lift up and out of the side waist, away from the mat underneath you. Your top hand can come onto your hip here. It's an inhale to prepare, and on the exhale breath, let's go ahead and take that top leg into a hydrant and lower it all the way down. Good. We're going to go for 5 lift and lowers just like this. Using the exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Good. Next lift, let's hold it there. It's a static hold, team. Don't forget to breathe here. Inhaling through the nose. Can you press into that arm underneath you to lift away with that side waist? Good. This is going to turn into a knee and a toe tap in 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and touch the knees together and then kiss the heels together. Good. Big breaths all the way in through the nose and exhaling out through pursed lips like you're blowing through a straw. Beautiful work, team. If you'd like to add on, let's go ahead and float both feet off the mat and continue to work through this. Three more seconds. Meet me with your knees together, holding it there. Can we pulse that top leg? Foot's higher than the knee. Maybe you've dropped down your bottom foot here. Here for another 3, 2, 1. Lower it all the way down. Maybe punch that glute out. All right, when we're ready, we're going to go ahead and move on. We're laying all the way down onto our back, ready for a round of glute bridges. So when we're ready, all the way down, feet are bent, hands down by your side. Let's go ahead and press those palms into the mat. Rock your pelvis back towards your belly button to imprint that low back into the mat. And then slowly melt your spine, lifting it up 1 vertebra at a time. Squeezing those glutes at the top. A nice big inhale breath, and on the exhale, slowly melt all the way back down. Good. Allow yourself to rock back to neutral. So allow that back to lift once you're in this position. It's an inhale to prep here, and on the exhale, start to imprint that low back into the mat, rolling that pubic bone back towards your belly button to lift yourself all the way up. Nice. And then slowly melting all the way back down. Beautiful. This is the move for now. Nothing crazy. If you'd like to add on, let's go ahead and float those hands up to the ceiling. Lifting and lowering this waistband. Nice work, team. Five more seconds like this. Last one here. Good. The next time those glutes hit the mat, let's hold it here. Go ahead and lift your left heel off the mat now and continue to work through these glute bridges, lifting and lowering on a single leg now. Just 5 on this side before we'll change it over to the other. Nice work, team. Make this your last one with your left heel lifted. Once you hit that mat, let's go ahead and swap over. Lifting that right heel and working through these lift and lowers now on a single heel. Again, about 5 in this on this side. I've got about 2 more to go, maybe another 5 more seconds here. Nice work. Beautiful. Melt back down into the mat. And now let's go ahead and lift both heels. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and lift those hips all the way up. Good. We're not going anywhere. Let's lower those heels and lift them straight back up. Good. Can you try and keep your hips lifted the whole time? Squeezing those glutes together underneath you. We're just lowering and lifting both of these heels. Good. Here just for another 5. 3, hold it up for me. 2, 1. Good. Let's go ahead and slightly lower the hips and then drive them back up. Good. Both heels are lifted now. We're slightly lowering the hips down to the mat to squeeze those glutes together and lift them up nice and high. It's a little lower, little lift. 5 more seconds here. Can you start to speed it up a little bit? For another 3, 2, 1. It's the highest one you can give me, and slowly melt all the way down into the mat. Let's go ahead and cuddle both of those knees into our chest. Release through that lower back. Maybe allow your legs to rock from side to side here. Beautiful. If you need to grab one leg in each hand and then run them out just to release through those hip flexors, now's the time to do so. And if you're ready to move on, let's go ahead and come all the way up and over onto our right-hand side to work through that side lying series, working the left leg now. Beautiful. Our right forearm is down on the mat. We're pressing into it to lift up and out of our side waist. Our top hand's going to find our hip. It's a lift and lower through the top leg. We're going to open it into this hydrant position and then lower it back down. We're just going to go for 5 little lift and lowers here. Keeping that shin parallel to the floor the whole time. Pressing into that right elbow that's on the mat. The next time you lift that leg, let's hold it there for a static hold. Five more seconds here. In 3, we'll turn this into that toe to heel tap. 2, 1, let's go ahead, kiss the knees, kiss the heels. Good. Nice work. Just be mindful that this waist hasn't dipped down towards the mat underneath you. You're pressing into that forearm, lifting up and out of that shoulder. Good. Maybe you want to float those feet off the mat now. Good. Really get into that glute. As you tap those knees together, can you think about lifting that heel up higher to the ceiling? 5 more seconds here. In 3, let's go ahead and meet with our knees kissing. 2, 1, for a little pulse in this position. Can you lift that heel up any higher? Maybe you've lowered your bottom leg down to the mat. Here just for another 3, 2, 1. Good. Nice work, team. Punch it out. When we're ready, we're going to flip back over. We're in a 4-point kneel. We're going to move through this left leg for these kickbacks. Beautiful. Pressing into both palms that are on the mat. Let's go ahead and float that leg up behind us in line with our spine. Flexing through the heel to start. And then it's a bend to meet the other. And then press to take it back up behind you. It's an inhale to bend and an exhale to press. Your spine's nice and long here, as is your neck. We're just moving this left leg. Good. Use that exhale to press, inhale to bend. Same layers like on the other side. In 5 seconds, we're going to add in a lift and lower with this straight back leg. The next time you step that heel to the back of the room, let's go ahead and lower and lift a straight leg and then bend and press. Good. It's a lower and a lift. Bend it in underneath you, press it away. Good. Inhale. Exhale to press. Nice work, team. About another 10 seconds here. In 5 seconds, hold that leg extended behind you. Make this the last bend and press. Beautiful. It's an up and over. We're turning it into a rainbow now. Lifting that straight leg up and over, tapping the toe down on the floor behind you, up and over to the other side. Good. Lifting that leg up and over to tap the floor on either side of your mat here. Looking at that floor as it touches looking at that foot as it touches the floor rather, to get that rotation through your spine. Good. 5 seconds like this. Meeting me in the middle in 3, 2, 1. Beautiful work. Lower the leg down. Little reset if you need to. If you're ready to move on, let's go ahead and stamp that heel up to the ceiling. Good. Bend the knee down and then stamp the heel. Good. It's an inhale to bend and exhale to stamp. Five more seconds here before we turn this into a round of pulses. My right glute's on fire. Good. Holding it up. Give me another 2. The next time you stamp that heel to the ceiling, let's hold it there. Pulse it out. Poke tiny little holes in the ceiling with your heel. Good. For another 3, 2, 1. Don't go anywhere. Let's circle that leg out. Making big circles with that thigh bone in that hip socket. Good. Straight out to the side and circle it up behind you. Good. Make it this your last one in this direction. Are you pressing both hands into the mat underneath you? We're going to take it back the other side now. So if you've not changed the direction of that circle yet, change it up now for me to give me 2 more here. Last one. Lower it all the way down. Nice work, team. Let's go ahead and tuck our toes under and send our hips up to the ceiling to find ourselves in a downward dog position. Let's go ahead and start to pedal out these feet while we're here, releasing through the back of the legs. Beautiful work. 5 more seconds here, just like this. In 3, let's start to walk our hands into 1. Slowly walk your hands all the way in to meet your feet. Let's go ahead and place our hands flat on the ground. So whatever you need to do to have flat palms on the mat, if that means that you're bending through the knees to do so, then you're bending through the knees to do so. Keeping the heels nice and heavy on the mat. Can you try and extend the back of the legs, trying to keep those hands planted on the mat, and then a nice deep bend through both of those knees, keeping the heels planted on the mat. Good. It's a press through the hands and the feet. Send the hips up to the ceiling, and then bend through both knees, keeping the heels planted. Good. We're just going to be here for another 5 seconds. Trying to get a little bit deeper in that bend and maybe stretching those legs a little bit further each time. Good. For 3, 2, 1. Let's go all the way down. Now lifting those heels off of the mat. Beautiful. From here, press into the hands and to the feet. Send the hips up. Little second hold here to drop them all the way down. Lift the heels. Good. Another 2, just like that. Press into the hands, into the feet. Maybe look at your belly button and then lower all the way down, looking at the mat in front of you. Good. Make this your last one. Eye gaze goes to the belly button. And now let's start to walk those hands all the way back out to find yourself in a plank position. I don't mind if you're in a full plank or if you drop down to your knees here, it is totally fine. But let's just go ahead and lower these elbows down to the mat and lift all the way up. If we're in a full plank, it's a slight lower and a lift. Yeah? Rocking the weight back here. If we're on our knees, we're just dropping these forearms down to the mat. Nice work, team. Give me another 2 like this. Last one here. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and pike those hips all the way back up to the ceiling. And shift that weight forward to find yourself in a plank. Good. Pike the hips all the way up. We're going from pike to plank now. Straighten it up. Look between your hands. When you find this downward dog position, can you try and stamp those heels down to the mat? Beautiful. And then shift your weight forward. Maybe drop down to your knees if you need to, just to send them straight back up. Each time you find this downward dog, can you take your opposite hand to your opposite foot and then lower down to plank to press back up and take the opposite hand to the opposite ankle. And we're just going to work through these for 10 seconds, reaching back each time you're in downward dog to the opposite ankle. The same can be done from your knees. Don't worry. Drop your knees each time if you need to. For another 3, 2, 1. Find yourself in that plank. Drop the knees all the way down and allow your hips to melt into the mat to find yourself in a cobra stretch. Pressing through those palms as much as you can here. If you need a slight bend through those arms, absolutely fine to do so. Let's start to slow it down now, team. Looking up to the ceiling if you can. And then let's go ahead and peel ourselves back, leading with the hips to find yourself in a child's pose position. Nice big inhale here. And on the exhale breath, let's take it back to that cobra pose for one last time, allowing those hips to drop down to the mat, looking up to the ceiling. Beautiful. And on the exhale, one final child's pose before we will leave it here today. Melting that chest into the mat. Beautiful. When you're ready, slowly sitting yourself all the way back up. Let's go ahead and circle those arms overhead on the inhale. Interlace the fingers at the top and press those palms away. Don't go anywhere just yet. Let's go ahead and lean over to the left-hand side, keeping those hands interlaced, and then up and over to the right. And when you're ready, find yourself back in center, circle those arms all the way down by your side, and that's where we'll leave it today. Thank you so much for joining me on this Monday afternoon for our final week of